Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Pairs, which apparently is a game in which we can go through 4 stories, I think, something like that. Anyway, developed by a lot of people. No, really, there are a lot of people if you look at the Steam game page. Published by Jellyfish Parade. And that is the only game on Steam that was published by the mentioned, I don't know, publisher, I guess, because also the people that are part of develop team also have only Pairs on Steam. So yeah, let us begin. Space, the final frontier. Space. Okay, for them that is. Alone in the galaxy, with no other life forms for light years. Planet Earth was once a sea duck waiting to be conquered. Perhaps in another world it would have been if it hadn't been for them. The naturals. Humans with abilities beyond their imagination. Appearing just in time to save the world. The first time the Earth clashed against the Naias was devastating, but through the blood, sweat and tears of the naturals that first battle was won. Okay, has anyone played this game before? Humanity's appetite. Wet. They began to prepare for all-out war against Earth's invaders. Just three generations have passed since then. Since that first mighty clash. But the legacy of those mighty first-generation naturals and their war against the Naians lives on. In the city of Q, oh, that's an ambitious name for a city, is where it all began. The creation of the World Protector Program. Around the clock, it prepares the next generation of naturals, eagerly waiting for their chance. Oh, someone has played it, okay. To go head to head with the universe's greatest threat. That might be actually a pretty long series. Okay. Alright, so there might really be 4 routes in this game. I feel like I could cut it into 2 episodes each route. Okay, we'll see. Anyway, alright. Exoplanetary dictator King Chaos. And of those scores of heroes, not one of them would ever dream that the success of the greatest threat is down on Rosemary Boulevard. In a pastry shop. She kicks open door with impunity, a defiant sneer on her face. Wait, now that I think about it, I mentioned something about there being 4 routes, because I thought we'll be choosing between like the characters we are in this game, but I guess I was not correct. But whatever. She kicks open door with impunity, a defiant sneer on her face. Nobody move or turn your skin inside out, okay? Kitten Pink. Daughter of King Chaos, terror of the universe, and heir to the throne. A slender button bounces slightly against her fig as she strolls to the pastry counter. Actually, she's kinda cute. Her fingers drum against the weapon almost impatiently, daring someone to challenge her. Yeah, come and challenge me! She's there for one reason and one reason only. Except you, cutie! Wink wink, you can come with me. I'll even let you keep your skin on. What's the text aimed at me? James Zhang. The cutie looks up from his magazine. He looks unperturbed, almost too accustomed to her villain's entrance. And he ignores her. I feel like We talked about this.
About what?
You know, making empty threats when you're coming to see me at work.
Empty?
To be quite honest, she doesn't know what an empty threat is. If she says she's going to take all of the black diamonds in the world because she feels like it, then she does. If she tells her father that she wants the left pinky too from the citizens of every town that starts with the letter F, then he will have a gift drop box waiting for her in her ship within the week. That's freaking scary. And if she threatens to turn a man inside out, James understands what she means. It's one of the reasons she likes him after all. Well, empty or not, I told you before that one of these days you're going to get me fired. You should be more careful when you come to the earth. It's just your luck that no one else is in the shop anyway. Kitten slips her button out of her belt loop, twirling it absent-mindedly.
More like just there.
She trails off, glancing down distractedly at the desert case.
That tiger cake, it has such a glorious coloring. Of course, I do appreciate its natural form, but I just love how...
The young man at the counter tries his best not to laugh at her reaction. Pink it is. I made these cupcakes this morning. Do you want one?
Will it turn me into one of those creatures if I eat it?
Not even slightly. Her shoulders drop. The only thing that rivals her love for the ways of her defeated enemies is the total adoration of all things pink and, more recently, Earth's cats, large and small. Lynxes are cats, but even her cute exterior cannot hide the bloodthirsty interior of a Nyan warrior. She looks back up at him, refusing to be distracted.
Then I decline. You should improve on your earth science.
Right.
I just came to confirm that we're still on for tonight. You promised, you know.
James pauses. Yeah, I did. I'll see you when we close. She considers hugging him then and there, but she might accidentally stab him, and she doesn't really want that. How can you accidentally stab someone? She settles with cheating, her fist clenched in exhilaration.
Alright!
Instead of his usual look of surprise when she expresses any kind of joy, she smiles slightly, seemingly amused. She hums slightly as she looks at the rest of the strange earth squeeze. Maybe for the first time, there is someone on the earth whom she would mind if her father obliterated someone whose heart she is determined to capture, even if it means she has to rip it from his body. Ouch. Forceful. Well, technically ripping a heart out of someone basically is a forceful thing, right? It's not like you can do that in a pleasant way. If someone asked James Young what he thought he'd be doing with his life by age 25, he would have guessed chemistry major. It's funny that he's the same age, and you mentioned what he might have been doing in his life, in his opinion, back in the day. Well, I guess he didn't end up where he wanted. Same here. So James, I know what you're feeling. Or maybe he would mumble something about interning at his dad's law firm, because once upon a time his dad wanted him to be a lawyer just that badly. Didn't have that problem. It's even possible that he had started shopping for her first apartment, arguing over potential furniture with his mom. Guess so. He definitely would not have said, "Oh, 25? I'll be working in a pastry shop, living paycheck to paycheck while raising my little sister," and yet that is precisely where he is and precisely what he is doing. Similar, so I don't have a little sister, or older sister, or a sister that would be the same age. In reality, he doesn't mind it half as much as he thought he would. He He misses his parents, true, but most of the time he's so busy taking care of May that he doesn't have the time to think about them nearly as much as he used to. Siskon? I think he'll be a Siskon. His phone buzzes with a text. May?
Hey James, can I go over to Mina's house?
Unfortunately, today isn't one of those times. He wishes that he could somehow summon his parents from their graves and ask them for help. He wishes they could make the adult decision for him. What if his sister got hurt? What if she got caught up in some crazy battle and couldn't find cover? What if she didn't make it back? Yep, he definitely is a Siskon. James sighs as he stares at the text. Yeah, that's fine. Text on arrival. He deletes the words and starts over. Go ahead, make sure Mina's parents call me to confirm you got there safe. Still too serious. He adds a joke, then presses send. If you need a hot guy to make it interesting, let me know. I'll be right over. Seriously? Better, you think? Her response is an instant news thumbs up emoji. Okay, I guess. It's so casual that his anxious thoughts seem almost comical in comparison. His phone buzzes with a follow-up message from May.
I don't know about needing hot guys, but if we need hot air, I'll let you know. You seem to be full of that after all.
James grins. Puberty makes May so snarky when she wants to be. He lets out a light sigh, slipping his phone back in his pocket. This is really not the life he imagined for himself. And now, to top it all off, somehow he's managed to get himself tangled with someone whose father has the power to destroy the whole universe and then glue it back together, atom by atom. Which is precisely why he'd agreed to date her. He's doing his best, but May needs her real parents, their parents. And if dating an alien princess who just might vaporize him if he catches her on a bad day is the way to do it, he's willing to take his chances. You say he hates her is stretched, but lately, he feels like it's been a little more than that. Like he doesn't really mind her either. Nice! She certainly is a whirlwind, even when she's threatening his livelihood. What would his parents think of her? Because that would have gone over well. Mom, Dad, this is my girlfriend. She may or may not collapse buildings as a hobby, but she's a nice girl most of the time. Her moral compass is just a bit. He benches them all at dinner. Kitten bringing with her basket of alien flowers like the ones she brought on their first date. Some kind of species from her homeworld that melted with beautiful colors into fresh water but exploded when too warm. A fitting metaphor for her, he thought at the time, and not too surprising that she and the flower shared the same name. Noya. The voice of his coworker breaks his thoughts.
Hey, what's your smiling about?
Hannah. I'm smiling. He shakes his head. What is he thinking? This, whatever it was, is definitely temporary, just until he can get his parents back. No matter how cute he found her at times. She's cute, therefore. Elizabeth. Carmelita rests on her hands and knees, breathing hard into the ground. Do you want to spar again, dragon? Dragon. A word that evokes fear and wonder. Mystique and mystery. Shining scales and pretty claws, a ravishing hunger for gold. Sometimes intelligence, sometimes mere reptilian beasts. It's not her real name, but everyone got a tag when they joined. The moment Carmelita was assigned to Team K, she became Dragon. It's a name that reminds her to be strong and makes her think of home, of proud parents who loved her and fought against their desire to keep her home and safe from harm. Whoa. Okay, I'd say those eyes are fitting the nickname. She looks up and finds the strength to stand. Her body tells her not to, creaking and cracking with bruises yet unborn, but even her exhaustion can't take away from the burning in her chest, which yearns to fight again and again even if she knows she will lose. Hand-to-hand combat has never been the strongest suit for her. Not only are her powers still developing, but they are hardly made for going on the offensive. No, what pushes her on is the knowledge that she can't stay a trainee forever. Being accepted for hero training is a wonder in itself, but actually making it to debut is a special kind of miracle, one that she's determined to believe in. She stands up on battered knees and prepares to fight. Let's take it from the top.
Are you sure? You seem a little tired. Why don't we fight doubles instead?
Is the best thing her teammate would have possibly said. Carmelita's eyes wander to the sidelines where the other members of her team are watching her eyes meet the one she's looking for. Dibs on.
Glamour, we know.
She flashes him an excited smile. Ricardo Fernandez, Tuck Glamour. He winks at her, an illusion of glitter appearing the moment his eyes close.
No flirting.
Flirting?
Rather than flirting, it's more like that's how he usually is, isn't it? Charming. She looks at Glamour. I know. I feel like that's a bad nickname for a guy. Like, and for a hero? I mean, technically, I assume. I mean, he's a hero trainer, so I guess they're aspiring heroes or something like that. Anyway, expecting to look as surprised as she feels, but instead he eyes her with a lingering glance, his lips parting into a lazy half smile. Monitoring the match, the team counselor lets them know what the match is about to start. That the match is about to start, sorry.
Positions, please!
Carmelita marches to the start zone, but can't help glancing at Glamour again.
You were flirting with me?
His eyes slide over to hers to make eye contact. There wasn't anyone else I had in mind, no, but... he eyes her coolly, and she isn't sure whether or not the glow she sees around his face is an illusion. If you have to ask, I'll have to try harder. Carmelita stares at him, wondering what to say. Lately, it seems like she never knows what to say, especially when he starts acting like that. He looks away, taking his position. Before she has time to form a response, the match starts with a blow of the whistle. There's nothing as calming as his black box. To spin illusions is hard work. It takes a special form of concentration to take a person, wrap them in colored strings that only he could see, and transform them into someone else, concealing their true form from the outside world. He has to believe enough that it becomes the truth, and the stronger the true image of person is to him, the harder it is to keep up their glamour. Secretly inside, he struggles every time he changes dragon, hides her gleaming scales, and slips her into human skins born of his imagination. Except for one thing, her eyes. He never touches her eyes. I mean, touching eye, that might be kinda dangerous. Some say they are unsettling, but he has always admired them, even when he was a child. As an illusionist, it has always been easy to see through his own illusions, so when he thinks about the glamours he spins for Dragon, he can't help but feel a strange sense of pride. Somehow knowing that he's one of the few who gets to see her true face is a cherished secret, at least to him. He thinks of the time when they first met. Honestly, he barely remembers it. He cannot imagine holding his mother's hand, hiding behind her while Dragon rushed up and squeezed him into a hug.
So you're my new best friend!
She said, not even a hint of shyness in her actions. She has never been the fearful one. It's always been him. Even now, he insists she stayed glamoured when not with their team. What would happen if someone mistook her for one of them? The Nians are notoriously bloodthirsty enough that many younger, inexperienced trainees have an act first, questions later policy. And Dragon's powers aren't strong enough to protect her. Not yet. Carmelita. Her voice is comforting. He opens his eyes and his illusion of the void disappears. In his dorm, she sits quietly on his bed reading. Unglamoured, so beautiful, and no one else could say it. He'd promised her parents that he would make sure that no one ever troubled Carmelita over her appearance, but sometimes he wonders if it's too much of a burden. He remembers the way her parents looked whenever the doorbell rang, the way she wasn't allowed past the high brick walls of her family's property as a child. What the hell is wrong with those people then? I mean, not family, the others. He could never do that to her. Instead, he could only be thankful that his powers manifested when they did, because his illusions were the key to her freedom from their protection. He would never tell her that, though. I was thinking, we should go see your parents if we can. Carmelita sits up, wide-eyed. Moments like this make him feel closer to her, mainly because, the moment their eyes meet, he knows exactly what she's thinking, and that it matches his thoughts too. Oh, so that's why.
You want to tell him about us?
He answers the unspoken question. I think we should. She is quiet as she floats back down the bed and stares at the ceiling. Okay, so what? Instead of her, she has dragon scales. Big deal. Right? She puts the book on her face, and it's not hard for him to imagine her grinning behind it.
I'll go file some requests for leave then.
She still loves them, her parents. But that's okay with him. Even if she never knew, he would always be sure that she could be free, even if it killed him. In the world of superpowered naturals, Hallynians and unpowered neutrals, here they are. 4 stories. Oh! Okay, that was nice! I like this idea. Basically the freaking introduction. And then we can like choose KP, Dragon, James, Ricardo. Okay, you know what? I'm a little curious about James and his story. So let's go with his story first.
James, you keep turning off your alarm! Just get up already!
My sister's voice cutting through my bizarre dreams, I sit up with a start. It's 7 AM. Ouch. Alright, I could choose, but you know what? Let's do it like that. We had the introduction, we get to choose the character. Okay, now that's interesting. You see that? Illusion? No illusion. Illusion? No illusion. Illusion? No illusion. Alright. And this guy is like sparkling. And this guy is having a cake and she winks. Alright, so basically, we had the introduction of the characters. Let's end the episode here. I know it's shorter than usual, but let's do it like that. And in the next one, we'll go with with one of those stories. But after that, we'll definitely go with the other stories as well. I'm kinda interested in this game. So for now, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you tomorrow in the next episode of Paris. Bye bye.